Welcome to Game 12 of the 2024 World Chess Championship, where every move is a potential turning point. The youngest challenger Gukesh is leading the score, 6-5 against the reigning champion, Ding Liren. Ding must bring his A-game to level the match to equalize the points. Will we see another twist in this historic? Sit tight, as the board becomes a battlefield for the ultimate chess glory. The opening choice could dictate much of today's drama. And we're off! Ding kicks off with c4, the English opening, setting the stage for another strategic battle. Gukesh responds with a surprising e6, signaling his intent to steer the game into less familiar territory and test Ding's adaptability right from the start. Ding follows up with g3, signaling his intent to fianchetto the bishop and aim for a solid and flexible structure. Gukesh counters immediately with d5, grabbing central space and setting the tone for an early clash of plans. Ding moves bishop to g2 and Gukesh calmly continues with knight f6. Now Ding develops his knight to f3 and Gukesh pushes aggressively pawn to d4. This move sets the tone for a sharper, more dynamic battle. Then Ding castles on kingside and Gukesh plays knight c6. After that, Ding challenges Gukesh's advanced d4 pawn with e3, looking to open up the position. Here Gukesh moves bishop to e7, and Ding reinforces his center with d3. Now Gukesh captures the e3 and Ding recaptures with bishop. Now Gukesh plays e5, establishing a strong central presence, and Ding develops his knight to c3 and Gukesh castles. Then Ding moves rook to e1, a subtle and effective choice adding pressure on the e-pawn. Gukesh follows up with h6, a small but strategic waiting move. Now the focus shifts to how Ding will proceed. He advances his pawn to a 3, aiming to play b4 and claim significant space on the queen side. Gukesh counters with a 5, which appears natural but has its drawbacks. By playing a 5, Gukesh has weakened the b5 square, a critical point as it controls the d4 and c7 squares. This could become a key factor in the position moving forward. We have to admire how Ding is handling this position. He plays h3, a subtle but purposeful move, followed by Gukesh responding with bishop to e6. Ding's next move, king h2, is particularly impressive. By advancing the king, he secures the h3 pawn, which could become a weakness later in the game, a simple yet thoughtful defensive maneuver. Gukesh responds with rook b8, which isn't the most impactful move given the position. The situation calls for something more concrete, especially since white is clearly preparing a plan involving queen c2, rook d1, and eventually pushing d4. Despite this, Gukesh remains composed and unbothered, playing as though everything is under control, and he plays rook e8. Meanwhile, Ding brings knight to b5, a critical move. This knight not only applies pressure but also effectively blocks black's knight from entering the pivotal d4 square. It's a strong positional play that underscores Ding's strategic approach. Now Gukesh plays bishop f5, adding pressure d3 pawn, and Ding defends with rook ad1. Gukesh responds with knight to d7, a move that can be considered slightly inaccurate in this position. Now, Ding plays a brilliant move, queen to d2, setting up the push to d4, and Gukesh responds with bishop g6. At this point, Ding decides it's time to break in the center with d4, a fantastic move. The key idea behind this is that if black captures on d4, Ding won't recapture but instead will attack the c7 pawn, creating a powerful threat. Gukesh, realizing this, pushes his pawn to e4, which is a good response. Ding follows up with knight to g1, a powerful move. His plan is to maneuver the knight to e2 and then to f4, where it will put pressure on black's bishop on g6. Gukesh counters by moving his knight to b6, attacking the c4 pawn. Ding plays queen c3, a logical move in this position. Gukesh responds with bishop to f6, but this a mistake. f5 could have been a stronger choice. Although bishop f6 applies pressure on d4 and prevents the pawn from advancing, Ding calmly shifts his queen to c2, and Gukesh plays a 4. Ding moves his knight to e2, preparing to reposition it to f4. Gukesh responds with bishop to g5, aiming to trade the bishops. However, if Ding takes on g5, black could recapture with the h-pawn, regaining control of critical squares and equalizing the position. At this moment, Ding must find the only move to maintain his advantage, knight to f4. And he does. It's a fantastic move, as it not only applies pressure on g6 but also makes c5 a significant threat. Therefore, Gukesh takes the knight, and Ding recaptures with the bishop, and the c7 pawn is under attack from two pieces. Gukesh now plays rook to c8, but Ding responds with an elegant move, queen to c3, preventing the knight from jumping to e5 when d5 is played. This forces Gukesh into a passive position, retreating his knight to b8. At this moment, Ding has the opportunity to win rook the with knight to a 7. Instead, Ding plays d5 and Gukesh replies with queen to d7. Sensing the momentum, Ding pushes further with d6, a potentially decisive move, and here, Gukesh plays c5. Here Ding plays knight c7, attacks the rook and prompting Gukesh to play rook to f8. Ding's bishop then captures the pawn. Gukesh instantly brings his knight into play, trying to hold on. Ding calmly retreats his bishop. Gukesh plays rook to d8, and Ding responds by repositioning his knight to d5. Gukesh exchanges the knights, and after pawn takes and pawn, in desperation, Gukesh plays knight b8 and Ding captures c6 with his queen. Now Gukesh is 2 pawns down. Here, Gukesh plays with rook to c8. Ding then moves the queen to d4, maintaining control of the position. Gukesh then plays knight a6, but Ding counters with rook e7, attacking the queen and activating his rook on the 7th rank. In response, Gukesh plays queen b5 and Ding advances the pawn to d7, and Gukesh moves the rook to c4. Ding continues his attack with queen to e3, setting up tactical ideas like rook to e8. Gukesh even tries some counterplays with rook c2, but Ding responds with a brilliant move, bishop to d6, creating a decisive threat of rook to e8. In desperation, Gukesh tries f6, but the position is now overwhelmingly in Ding's favor. Ding immediately captures g6 with his rook. Instantly, Gukesh resigns because there is no chance to save this position. If you take the rook with the king, bishop takes rook, and king takes bishop, and by queening win the game. Alternative, if king g8, queen takes the pawn, and bishop h7 takes in checkmate. Ding wins the 12th round, leveling the score with Gukesh at 6-6, setting the stage for an exciting final 2 rounds. Let's wait and see how it unfolds. I hope you enjoyed this recap. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment your thoughts below. See you in the next game. Bye.